Happy Labor Day, everybody. Um, we're on the way home from New Orleans. Uh, I lost my voice. I sound like I swallowed like 7 packs of sandpaper. Um, man, what a weekend of college football that we had this past weekend. Um, good gracious. Um, Last night took years off my lifetime being a Florida State fan. Um, we always got to make things difficult, but man, we came through in the end. What an exciting night that we had. Um, Man, what a good time. First of all, let me say this. Um, I've been to a couple of places to watch games. Um, we were in the Superdome on the LSU side, uh, surrounded by LSU fans, um, deep in enemy territory. If you've seen us on TV, you would see like a little glimpse of Garnet. Me and my wife was wearing a jersey, and I think my brother's wife was wearing a jersey also. But you could see that like in a sea of purple, like it was crazy. But man, the LSU fans were nothing but class. Like they were awesome. They treated us with respect. Um, we talked to bunches of them as the game was going on. Um, you know, Other places, not to call anybody out, but Florida, um, that would have probably been a bad situation. Miami, we'd probably got belted with some beers from like the top level up there. But man, I just wanted to say, LSU fans, man, y'all are awesome. Y'all made the experience amazing. And congratulated us when we won that game. So um, that game was nuts. I predicted that LSU was going to win the game 27-24. I didn't think that Florida State could out physical LSU right now. Like, just we didn't feel like we were at that point yet. Um, we were under. We were under. This is our third year under Norvell. First year was like COVID, so it was crazy. But year three, I just didn't feel like we were quite ready for that, man. It really, it really surprised me the turnaround that he's made on the roster, especially just the size and the speed and the physicality of the players. LSU had some NFL like first round draft picks on that defensive front, wide receivers. Um, I just it just surprised me the way that we did that. Um, First of all, we talked about this with LSU fans. They had a, a player named Mason Smith. He was a defensive lineman, probably a first round pick. We were really worried about him in the game. Um, he actually hurt himself doing a celebration of all things and went down. Man, we really hope that kid is okay. Like we heard some bad news on the LSU radio, like he would tore his ACL or something. Um, so hopefully he's going to be okay. That dude's a hell of a football player, and it sucks that you would get injured celebrating a play of all things. So first of all, I hope he's all right and can keep playing ball this year. But man, what a game! Like I said, Florida State dominated that game from like the first snap, like physicality wise. The score shouldn't have been as close as it was. But Florida State, we we have to make it interesting in a football game. Like there's just no other way for us to do it. We didn't capitalize. They had two turnovers. We missed the field goal on one of them. Then we drove down and we did the little pitch at the goal line, which a lot of people are giving Norvell a hard time about that particular call. Um, it's a it's a risky thing to do a pitch on the goal line, but we had ran it like two or three other times before and got positive yardage. So Norvell's a risk taker. He went for it on fourth down on the goal line, a fade pass that didn't connect. Only thing I was mad about with that is we have a 6'7" receiver. If y'all watch the game, he's number 14, named Johnny Wilson. He's a transfer from Arizona State. Why are you not throwing the ball to that guy? Like literally, you could just throw it up in the air and he could go up on these defensive backs. But you know, you can look back on all kind of things and complain about it. But if you're a Florida State fan and you're not happy this morning, then you're an idiot. I apologize for saying that about everybody, but dude, don't look at all the negative stuff. That's stuff we're going to work on. But man, it's a good day to be a Florida State fan right now. I logged on the war chant earlier, and there was people on there talking about, you know, Norvell's making bad decisions. Like, dude, please stop. Like, he's turning this thing around. We're not going to win the national championship this year, but we just out physical an SEC team. LSU had draft picks, you know, at the Superdome in a neutral site game, if you want to call it that. But man, I'm proud of these. I'm proud of the team and the way they fought back. And it took one play. They could have said, you know what? Like if y'all watch Norvell's press conference, they could have said, "Hey, you know, we're going to overtime. They finna kick this field goal, whatever." The special teams unit could have just been like, "Whatever," just like it's an extra point. They went after it, man, and they got that huge play. That wouldn't have happened here 2, 3 years ago. It just wouldn't have happened like that. Um, so, what an amazing game. Special teams blocked two punts, which has been a real struggle. Um, Up until even last week, we were having a lot of issues with that, man. But Jordan Travis, um, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like, I'm probably one of the biggest people that bash this kid like the past 2 years. Just not really bashing him, but questioning his ability to be a quarterback. I always said he was a athlete trying to play quarterback. He never stood in the pocket. He always got happy feet. He would take off running, but that dude has progressed himself um, into being a quarterback. My hat's off to that dude. Um, he's a competitor, and he's proved to everybody that he's a quarterback. If we can keep him healthy and keep everybody else healthy, our offensive line, which looked much improved, if we can keep everybody healthy, um, we got a good shot this year at winning 8 or 9 games, I think, which is a major improvement for us and will get us going in the right direction for recruiting. But what a game. I opened up with Florida State game. I'm just excited about it. I'm a Florida State fan, so wanted to get that out of the way. But congratulations. And again, thank you to the LSU fans, man. Y'all were amazing at that game. We appreciate it. Um, so the next game was, and I laughed so hard at this game. I was thinking about old Tim Mills. I did my last video about his ECU Pirates. God, dog, man, they almost pulled it off. What a game they were watching, or what game they were playing against NC State. NC State was ranked like 12th in the country, um, and or not NC State. Gosh, dog, I done lost my train of thought. Yeah, NC State. So anyway, ECU, man, they were like gang tackling them. They were fired up. And at the end, to miss an extra point and then another field goal, that kicker, man, like I would really hate to be that kicker. But that's part of being a kicker, and it's aggravating for fans, and but they got a lot of pressure on them to make. They got one job, and when they mess it up, the whole world knows that they messed it up. So what a game that was. There was so many games. Appalachian State and North Carolina. Does North Carolina even have a defense? Like I don't even know. I think they left them on the bus, um, wherever they were at. Appalachian State scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. 40 points, and they still lost. Went for a 2 point conversion. They didn't get it. But good gracious, man, 40 points in the fourth quarter. Like, Mac Brown's going to have to call like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, like, sponsors North Carolina. Send them some money so they can go buy a defense. Um, because if you don't, the next opponent's probably going to score about 100 on them. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Um, I love Mac Brown, and I understand, there's certain limitations of what you're going to do at North Carolina in football, but holy cow, um, that's insane. Um, the Georgia game, I didn't even talk about the Georgia game on my first video because I already knew it was going to be a blowout. Oregon is overrated. They got a new coach. I love their coach. We actually tried to get that dude to be our defense coordinator. Um, of course, he was at Georgia. Took that head coaching job at Oregon, but he's got some work to do there. They had no hope against Georgia. Um, Georgia's quarterback, man, Stetson Bennett, he looked like Tom Brady out there. Like, you can tell he's really picked up Georgia's offense. Um, and my hat's off to Georgia. They sent all but three of their starters on defense to the NFL, basically. They had three returning starters, and they look like still probably the top defense in the country, or top five in the country. That shows you the power and the impact of recruiting high school kids, top level high school kids. That's why they're in the position they are now, and that's what you got to do to win. I mean, that's the bottom line. They didn't skip a beat. Georgia's going to be tough to beat again. Um, just like Alabama. Alabama romped Utah State like 55-10 or something like that. I told y'all in my other video, Nick Saban's mad